Shalom brothers and sisters who have arrived here on this channel. In this video here I have something amazing to show all of you guys that is something unprecedented here in YouTube. I haven't seen nobody in nowhere talking about this, and it's not what the cover is showing you right now. The hidden tetrad is something amazing already, but something that I'm gonna tell you guys very soon is even more amazing than this. So the information that I will provide you guys here will not only confirm the calendar that we are right now, confirm that we are truly 1 month in advance, where the Jews actually are 1 month in advance towards us, and will also provide some information that will clarify why the rapture hasn't happened yet. So this information here is amazing, but first I'm going to start with the hidden tetrad. Right now, at this moment, it is happening. We are within a 4 blood moon tetrad happening right now at this Shemitah cycle. This is something amazing, but it's hidden because most people, the church, the Jews, even some watchmen that we watch, they are still unaware of this amazing thing that God is doing. That is a tetrad, a blood moon tetrad happening right now at this Shemitah cycle. I'm gonna give thanks to this brother here called Man-Child Ministries for giving us this information that I watched here, and I confirmed it. It's amazing, and that's why we have to always listen to all watchmen that we have, because even the small watchmen, they are very, very important. This channel has only about 2,000 here subscribers, and the information that he provided here is amazing, and that's why we have to also give credit also to pay attention to the small watchmen, because we all have something to give to the body of Christ. We all have something to share, and that's very important. I know that Dr. Barry have some amazing videos. I love his videos. I know that Pastor Sandy is amazing in his studies, but we all always have to also pay attention to the small channels, because they are important as well, not only for God but for all of us, and this is why you're gonna see very soon. So a hidden blood moon tetrad is happening right now, and it is confirming our calendar. So if you have been watching my videos, you know for sure here that in the English videos that I've been making, I'm proving here that the Jews and most church watchman community, they are 1 month in advance, 1 month off in 2022, and I have some videos here to prove this. So if you watch my channel, you already know, because the clock in the skies and the constellations and the way we see the sun towards the constellations, they mark for us the first month, the month of Aries, and so on. So if you want to see the explanation for this, you have other videos here, but I'm gonna continue here based that you already know this information, so you all will understand. So first and foremost, I'm gonna go to Passover this year, and I'm gonna use Stellarium for a lot of things that I'm gonna show you guys here. So on Stellarium, I have here the date May the 3rd, the 3rd of May, where the beginning of the first month of the year, the beginning of the month of Nisan, as we are used to understand, the first month of the year began here on the 3rd of May, because the sun is already here in the constellation of Aries, the first constellation, and the moon is sighted here, new moon. So that's why we call this the first month. The sun is in Aries and the moon is new. Most watchmen, including those that we love, that we are watching, they believe that the 2nd of April began the first month of the year, but the sun were here in Pisces still. It wasn't on Aries, so the first month cannot begin here when the sun is still in Pisces. For us, we understood that the sun points the constellations, that it begins. So it is beginning here the month of the Aries, the month of the Lamb, the first month of the year for the biblical perspective. And we know that based on this understanding, the 14th day of a month is when the moon is full. And on this year, the 16th of May, that's when the month was full here. 15th to the 16th of May, the moon was full, and that's Passover, the 14th through the 15th day of the first month. And if we go to the moon, we know that precisely the moon went blood when this happened. So a blood moon happened exactly when we know Passover happened. So this is not news for us. We understood this before. This is something amazing that happened. However, we can go from this date toward all the other dates to prove that what is happening right now is a hidden blood moon tetrad. So let's go to the next one on 2022, which is Tabernacles. So if Passover here is the 16th of May, so May would be the first month. Let's go now to the second month, which is the month of when the sun is in Bull, is in Taurus. So let's just check here. So the month of June is when the sun is here in Taurus, the second month. July is when the sun is in Gemini, the third constellation, the third month. And then August would be Cancer here. Let me just go back here for the beginning of the month. The beginning of the month, Cancer, August 1. So the fourth constellation, the fourth month, sun in Cancer. The fifth constellation, the fifth month, the sun is in Leo, in the Lion. The sixth constellation is Virgin, the sixth month. And the seventh constellation is Libra, the seventh month, Tishrei. So that's when Tabernacles happens. And let's go to the 11th day, better yet, the 8th day of the 11th month, which is full moon in the 7th constellation, full moon in Tishrei, full moon the 7th month. That's when Tabernacles happens. So we can check here. Let's go to the moon here real quick. So the moon is on the Lamb, and as we go here in the hours, we see that the moon turns blood moon. An eclipse happens, the moon turns red as blood on the 8th day of November, which is the 14th day of, or 15th day of the 7th biblical month. The 7th biblical month is Tishrei, the month of the balance of Libra. So precisely we can see here that Passover and Tabernacles this year, precisely understanding the sky clock as we can understand right now, this happens. So 2 blood moons already confirmed here. Now we should go back to the last year, 2021, to check if this also applies for the hidden tetrad, and it will apply precisely as well. So let's go back here to May the 3rd. The 3rd of May, the beginning of the year for us in this year 2022. Now if we go back, you're going to see that on April was the month of Pisces, so the 12th month of Adar. And then March would be the month of Aquarius, 11th month. February would be Capricornus, so it would be the 10th month. January would be Sagittarius here, the 9th month. Scorpio would be the 8th month, Heshvan, on December 2021. And then again, Libra, the 7th month, the month of the Libra, the balance. Tishrei, the 7th month. And then we can go to Tabernacles precisely in this month, which is the full moon. So let's go to the full moon here. And full moon, the moon is completely full here when the sun is in Libra. That's the 19th day of November 2021, and that's the full moon in Libra, the full moon in Tishrei Tabernacles. Now let's go to the moon and see what happens to the moon here. So we see that also the moon became blood red precisely on the day, according to what we know right now, the day of Tabernacles. I know that on the last year we didn't think that November was the month of Tishrei because we didn't have this information, and we were thinking that the Jews were off 1 month according to Dr. Barry research. However, we know now that they were off 2 months and not just 1, because let me just go there so you can see. The Jews, they said, and you can search this out, that on the 14th day through the 15th day of March 2021, that's when, for the Jews, they began their first year, the first month of the year, the month of Nisan. So they were off clearly by 1 month here, because the sun was entering the constellation of Pisces, and the 21st of March, which is spring, the beginning of spring, hasn't even happened yet. So they were clearly off. However, Dr. Barry and other watchmen, and me also, we were thinking that May 14 was the beginning of the true first month. And we lived accordingly to this moment here. The 14th day of the 4th month, 14th of April, would be the thing that we were thinking about being the first month of the year on 2021. However, you can clearly see that the sun still we're not in the constellation of Aries. So in this year that we are calling May for the first month of the year, we cannot call April here with the sun in Pisces for the first month of the year last year. So we were wrong as well last year based on what we can see with the position of the sun in the skies. So that's why the first month were not April but May. And now if we go to May and the full moon in May, so the full moon in May here, 26th of May 2021, and we go to the moon, we realize that also the moon became blood red on the 26th day of May 2021. That's true Passover. So we can clearly see here that Passover Tabernacles happened a blood moon consecutively. That's a hidden blood moon tetrad happening right now in this Shemitah cycle. However, most people in the world, actually the whole world, most people in the church, all the Jews, and even the watchmen that we watch, they were unaware of this hidden blood moon tetrad happening precisely on the dates that we discovered right now. On the dates that are precise, correct, according to the sun in the sky, according to the clock in the skies, which are the constellations, the sun, moon, and stars. So we can clearly see that this happened. And let me just go back here so you can see. So May the 3rd, here was the beginning of the first month for us, 2022. So going back, you can see that this aligns to last year as well. So April 12th month, March 11th month, February 10th month, January would be the 9th month, December would be the 8th month, November the 7th month, October would be the 6th month, the month of the Virgin, September the 5th month, August the 4th month, July the 3rd month, and then June the 2nd month, and again April the 1st month. So according to what we know right now to be the correct calendar, correct dates in the sky, correct according to the observation in the skies, we can see that clearly on May is the first month of the year, last year as well, and that's why the hidden blood moon tetrad happens perfectly on the dates that we have here. And this is unaware by most people in the world, so you are already privileged to understand this information here. That is amazing. A hidden blood moon tetrad happening right now in this Shemitah cycle, and this is amazing because on the previous Shemitah cycle, 2014-2015, we had a blood moon tetrad that sparked a revival around the church, around the world. Me including here, we saw this tetrad and we knew that Jesus was coming very soon because of this, because of the signs in the skies. We also saw the return of the Star of Bethlehem happening in 2015 and 2016. It's a conjunction between Venus and Jupiter. We saw on 2017 the great Revelation 12 sign as well. And now in 2021, 2022, one Shemitah cycle later, the end of the 7 years of signs here, we also can clearly see a hidden blood moon tetrad happening right now as we are speaking. So this is something amazing, something so huge that most people in the world have no clue about. There are happening here. It's happening here right now. A blood moon tetrad in the dates that we discovered according to what we have been studying and understanding. The clock in the skies, the calendar in the skies, based on what God has been showing us. And most people, actually most watchmen, the big watchmen that we watch, they are unaware of this, and they are already looking at trumpets in September, so they are 1 month off. They are kind of a little bit lost here. They are still looking, however, they are looking at wrong dates and wrong position of the skies because they are following what the Jews are saying, and they are 1 month off, and I will prove even more because this information is already amazing by itself. However, there is even more. So just to confirm this, I've shown you guys what I'm going to show you right now. I show you this slide here on the video that I made in English called "We Can't Stretch It Anymore" 2 months ago. So 2022, the 22nd video. That's one of the first videos I did in English, and it's a very important one. That's when I showed you guys this slide here. So just for you guys to see how amazing this is, because from the creation and independence of Israel in 1947, 1948, there are 10 Shemitah cycles from the one that we are right now. It began with the 4 blood moon tetrad in 2014, 2015. That sparked a revival around the church. And the next cycle is the 11th cycle since their creation and independence, which is judgment. If you watch Pastor Sandy, you can see that 11 means judgment, and it has everything to do with tribulation for them. Also, since the recapture of Jerusalem, there are 7 Shemitah cycles, and the next one will be the 8th, the new beginning. So something that will spark judgment and new beginning. And now we know that 2014, 2015 had a blood moon tetrad, and also right now at the end of this Shemitah cycle, for an unbelievable thing happening right now, is another 4 blood moon tetrads according to what we know and understand of the skies right now. So this is something amazing and huge, guys, huge. This is something by itself huge. So I made the next slide here with all of the signs that we have been receiving from God since 2014. Let me give you guys a zoom here. So you can see here on what we call Passover Tabernacles 2014-15, the end of the Shemitah cycle. All these signs happened here. The Star of Bethlehem here on June 30. You can search this out as well. And something that happened that is very important as well is that the Agenda 2030 from the UN, in the end of the Shemitah cycle here, 2014-15, that's when they created the UN 2030 Agenda. So we see here the Great American Eclipse here on August 2017. Also the Great Sign in the Skies, the sign of Revelation 12. Then we have been seeing here on 2020 the pandemic, a couple blood moons here, not blood moons, actually super moons, super pink moon that they called on 2020, 21, and 22, and that's when we understood as being Passover here on 2021 and 2022, but we now know that we were wrong, and that Passover is actually in May. So the 7 years of sign and plenty happened, all of these signs here, and now we know that there's another 4 blood moon tetrads happening here in this end of the Shemitah cycle, just like it happened there. And as you can see here, the dates are correct now. Passover Tabernacles, Passover Tabernacles. This is amazing, and this is happening only to those that are searching for it. Only for those that really understand, really are interested in researching when Jesus might come. Only for those that really are looking and eager for his return. Only for us that we are watching and learning and understanding and receiving. Only for us that we understand this, we can see this. So this is something very special from God for us. And it is even more special because I went to check the Blood Moon Tetrad in 2014 and 2015, and I can clearly see with the understanding that I have now that it is not perfectly correct. So they were 1 month ahead of when they were supposed to be in 2014 and 15 as well. So what they thought were Blood Moon Tetrad, because the Jews were saying these dates, actually they were 1 month off. But I believe God allowed this to happen so that we would understand and we would start to research, we start to study to understand what we understand right now. So I believe God allowed this blood moon happen in the wrong dates here, so we that didn't understand right now what we understand, so we can start the study, start the research to arrive where we are right now, which is the correct blood moon tetrad happening right now here in May and November. So this is something amazing and huge, and we can see here in the next end of Shemitah cycle, in the end of this 2022 year, most likely it is the 7 years of tribulation and famine coming up in the end of the Shemitah cycle, and a lot of things pointing towards this understanding here. Now, if you remember, we have the brother that marked all of the blood moons for us, and we know that precisely the 16th of May 2022, this blood moon is the centerpiece of 100 months before and 100 months in advance. And we know that this happened in precisely Passover. So something really huge and amazing is happening, as we can see right now, towards all of these that we understand. So for itself, this is already an amazing information, the blood moon tetrad, the hidden tetrad happening right now. However, this is not everything that I have to show you guys. There's something even more amazing than this. So let me just check here if I said everything about this. Thank you, Man-Child Ministries, this channel here, this brother with this information, amazing information that gave for us. Yeah, I remember I have another channel in YouTube that is blocked because my first channel YouTube deleted, and I had 2 channels on my last account. So the first one was deleted, the second one it remained on YouTube. However, it's blocked because I don't have access to this email anymore because YouTube blocked it. So this second channel that I did videos in Portuguese 1 year ago, 2 years ago, I remembered that I had made a video about the blood moon in 2021 that I called it the second Passover blood moon happening in the Ring of Fire, which is something very important for us. However, we know now that this wasn't second Passover, it was actually 2 Passover, which the blood moon happened in the Ring of Fire. So this is something very interesting for me to add in here. So we knew that this blood moon happened, we just were off by a month because we were believing not what we believe right now. So okay, now that I have given you this information, I'm gonna go back here to the slides, and I'm gonna point this slide here that I have been showing in the last video for you guys. So in this slide is on the last video, the one that I did the trumpet sounding. So as you can see here, in this slide, I showed you guys how the 4th month that we are right now is a very important month for the rapture to happen, because it's the centerpiece of the menorah, the candlestick, the candles of the Bible, and it marks perfectly the centerpiece for a rapture to happen here, while most watchmen and the Jews in the church were believing that they were in the 5th month. And that's why I also made the video tying the knots from the 4th month to the 5th month here, according to what we have been seeing, because we are in the 4th month, and people, watchmen in the church and the Jews, believe they are in the 5th month. However, we are actually in the 4th month, and these are the dates that are very important. Currently right now, we are on the 22nd day of the 4th month, which is between August 19th to August 21st. So today and tomorrow is the beginning and ending here of the 22nd day of the 4th month. We have been expecting the rapture for the 1st day, it didn't happen. For the 10th day, it didn't happen. From the 14th day, the full moon in August, it didn't happen. The 17th day also, it didn't happen. And now we are in the last moment here to expect, and I believe it won't happen because of the information I will provide here in a few seconds, in a few minutes. So this is what we were believing here. The 4th month is perfect for the rapture to happen, but as we can see, the dates have been passing, and we still are here in the earth. So I showed you guys the clock and how it was amazing that it fits perfectly the beginning, the middle point of the 4th month to the 5th month, for it to be the middle point where the rapture will happen, because on the middle point of the 1st to the 2nd month, there was a harvest of the barley, the Old Testament saints, the first fruit, according to Jesus. His resurrection already resurrected the Old Testament saints. We know that on the middle point from the 7th to the 8th month, there will be a harvest of the fall, which is the Israel, the figs, the fruits. And the middle point is precisely between the 4th and the 5th month. So it had everything to do with the rapture for the summer harvest, in the middle of the summer, as we are right now. And I have shown you guys, and I did believe that we were supposed to be raptured out. However, the new information that I have here is something out of this world. I'm just checking if everything is correct here, the sound and everything. Okay, so I show you guys how the planets were. So let me just take this out, because we're not in the middle of the 3rd month anymore. So the planets in the beginning of the 4th month, they were like this. So as the conjunction of all the planets already happened, and it's not happening again, so I'm gonna take them out just to be easier to see the Earth clock. So taking the planets out, we were expecting the rapture to happen in the middle of the 4th month, when the sun is pointing in the middle here and the moon is full. There was a very high expectation for us. I believe it was August 11 and 12 that it could be the rapture of the church, the full moon in August. However, we are here still. We are between now the full moon, which is actually not the full moon anymore, but almost at the end, 7 days to end the month of the 4th month, about to enter the 5th month, when the moon goes dark. The new moon is sighted here, when the sun is pointing the constellation of Leo, the constellation of the lion. So as I was making this video, my possibilities from this moment on were this one. So I put that the possibilities were from the 4th month to the beginning, all the way into the middle of the 5th month, because the 5th month is very important for us. If you watch Dr. Barry, you understand that the 5th month, the month of Av, the month of the Leo, the lion, is very significant for the church. It's true Pentecost, when it happens, the Feast of New Wine. There's also the 9th day of the 5th month, the 9th of Av, very significant for us, and also the middle point, to Be'av, when they snatch brides for themselves. So the 5th month is very significant for the church, for the bride, because all of the things that Dr. Barry and other watchmen were saying about this month that we are right now. Hence why I did a video linking the 4th month that we are to the 5th month that we are about to enter. So the fifth month is very significant, very important. However, most watchmen, the church, and the Jews, they are believing they are about to enter the sixth month, so the month of Elul, and they are without dates basically on the sixth month, all the way into the seventh month when they believe it will be Feast of Trumpets. That's when most watchmen right now they are expecting all the way 1 month from now, or 1 month and a few days from now. So they are unaware of what's happening right now because they are not taking into account many small watchmen that also have something to say about this. So as I was making this video, the possibilities were this: the watchmen will believe that when we enter the sixth month, the month of the Virgin, they will believe that it's the Feast of Trumpets, the month of the seventh month. So I put here some possibilities as well, and also after the sixth month, the month of the Virgin, the month of Libra, I also put here for the fall feasts as something that is also important and relevant for us to be expecting. However, I wasn't enjoying this because I know that the rapture has to happen on the summer, not on the fall. And also the wheat has to be harvested because the wheat is the church and not the fruits or barley. So I wasn't enjoying this as I was making these possibilities, and that's why it came to me, this new information that is amazing. So let me just wipe this all out to be easier to see. So what I discovered is something amazing. We were from the fourth month all the way to the fifth month. We are right now at this moment about to enter the fifth month. And the fifth month, let me go to Stellarium. Let's go to the fifth month. So first month, okay, first month, second month, third month, fourth month, and fifth month. Let me just go back here to the new moon. And we can see here, August 28th, it will be the first day of the fifth month, the first day of the month of the lion, the month of Leo. As you can see, the sun will be clearly in the month, in the constellation of Leo. So it is beginning the first month of the constellation of Leo, the fifth month, the month of Av, on August 28th. That's when it will be the first day of the fifth month, according to what we see in the skies, in the sky clock, as we can see here. To begin with, I already found this interesting because on the first coming, Jesus came as a lamb. He came as a lamb to die for us. On his second coming, he will be like a lion. So he will be like a lion. He will snatch us first, and then he will return and destroy the Antichrist and all this stuff that we know. So to begin with, the lion is already something interesting for us to pay attention. And the fifth month is the month of Av. So we have all these confirmations according to Dr. Barry's videos. And one more here that I have to give you guys is if we add from the third day of May 2022, the first day of the year, the first month of the year for us, the first day of the year as well, if we add 117 days from the first day of the year, first month of the year, and if you understand, and if you watch Pastor Sandy, 117 is very significant because 117 is division, the division of the water, division of the fishes, the Pisces, division of the Bible itself, because Psalms 117 divides the Bible in half. So 117 is very important, especially if you watch the latest video from Pastor Sandy. He was making amazing confirmations in the gematria for these words here, for these numbers. So 117, very important. If we add this, we get to August 28th, the first day of the fifth month. So the first day of the fifth month is already by itself the 117th day from the beginning of the year, the first day of the year, the first month of the year. And then, if you remember here, I have shown you guys on the video of the knots, on this video here, that I was linking the fourth month with the fifth month. And then we can see here that, just quickly show everything here. We can see here that Moses came down on the mountain, so symbolizing God coming down from the mountain for us, because Moses symbolizes God. From the first to the 3rd day of the 5th month. That's why we were linking here the 4th month with the 5th month. So it is the 117th day all the way to the 120th day of the year, the 5th month. That's when Moses comes down the mountain, gets to see the people of Israel in sin, worshiping a golden calf. That's when the Feast of Wine was supposed, or is supposed to happen. So the true Pentecost, the true Feast of Wine, the true feast for the Pentecost rapture would be from the 1st to the 3rd day of the 5th month, which is for us there August 28th all the way until August 31st, I would guess there, or September the 1st. And then we have the 9th from the 10th day, which is Tisha B'Av, the 9th of Av, when they lost temples, and we could be the 3rd temple they will lost. The middle point of the 5th month, Tu B'Av, that's when historically they snatched brides for themselves. So that's very important as well for us. That could be the moment. Then we have the 17th day, which is relevant by itself, and then the 22nd day already. All these dates are important for the 5th month, especially the first 15 days of the month. Very, very important, very significant for us. So that's when we know here we are beginning on August 28th, the month of the lion, the month of Leo, the 5th month, the month of Av. This is not all. So this is the start of the month here. Very important, very significant for us by itself, by the dates, by the Feast of New Wine, by the true Pentecost, which a few watchmen actually are paying attention now. I have 2 here, which is Jephthah. Let me just go here. So Man-Child Ministries, he is saying about this, and also Jephthah. Let me just put here. He's also saying about the true Pentecost here on the 3rd day of the 5th month. So he's with me on this one, believing that it could be here on the first few days of the 5th month, the month of the lion. He was the one that opened my eyes towards the first day of the month, first month of the year, being on May and not on April. So thanks also to this channel here. So he's with me on this possibility. However, this is something amazing and unique that I will show you guys right now. Are you guys ready to receive this information that no other channel, no other place on YouTube has been seeing? Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? Let's go here. So something that I discovered here that fits perfectly is that the sky clock, the whole earth, the whole clock also moves. So the whole earth clock also moves like this. So as you can see here, the whole clock is moving. And I can prove you guys that this happens, and that explains a lot of things why most watchmen are unaware of this movement. They are unaware that the dates shift. They are unaware that we are actually correct in this frame, this time frame, these calendars that we are watching, because the whole earth clock moves, and I can prove you guys this, and it's amazing. So let's go to Stellarium. Let's go to the beginning of the year, the beginning of the month here. So let me just go here. May the 3rd, 2022, the first day. Just put it here to be easier to see here. Okay, now I shifted here. Alright, so we are here on May the 3rd, the first day of the first month of the year, as we understand right now. And that's 3 of May 2022. So what happens if I go to 4022? 4022, 2000 years from now. So I'm going to change the 2 for a 4, and you're going to see what happens. So 2000 years from now, you can see clearly that the 3rd day of May on 4022, the sun is in Pisces, not in Aries anymore. So let's go and see what happens in 6022. In 6022, 4,000 years from now, the sun is between here Pisces and Aquarius on the 3 of May 6022. Let's go to 8022, and you can see here the sun is in Capricornus. Now let's go to 10,022, and you can see here on May the 3rd, 10,022, the sun will be here in Sagittarius. Now let's go to 11,022. We can see here the sun in Sagittarius. Let's go to 12,000. The sun here between Scorpius and Sagittarius, and let's go to 14,022. So 12,000 years from now, on May the 3rd, the sun will be in the Libra, in the constellation of Libra, which will be clearly the 7th month. So we can see here that in 12,000 years, the whole Earth, the whole sun shifted for 180 degrees. So a half spin here in 12,000 years. So just you can see here, the stellarium is showing us that in 12,000 years, the sun shifts about 180 degrees. So based on this, we can do this math, and it's very simple. So in 12,000 years, the sun shifts 180 degrees. So let's divide 12,000 years by 6. So we can see here by 6. So we can see here what happens every 2,000 years. Every 2,000 years. And now let's go to 180 degrees, divided also by 6. And we can see here that every 2,000 years, the sun or the sky clock, all of the clock, shifts around 30 degrees. And 30 degrees is precisely one constellation in difference. One constellation in difference, and that's why a lot of confusion happens. This is some unique information that you are receiving right now that makes total sense for all of us, and that explains why we are correct, and all the Watchman community, most of the Watchman community, are unaware of there being 1 month off. Because let's imagine that we get to the year 14,022. Will the Watchman there call Tishrei the first month, the month of Nisan, in April or May? See? Let's go to the new moon. New moon here in April 14,022. So April 14,022, the new moon, the sun will be in the constellation of Libra, and the new moon will be spotted on April. So we cannot call this clearly Passover. We cannot call this Nisan. We cannot call this because it will all be shifted by 180 degrees. So a half spin for the Earth that is totally unaware, unaccounted for. That's why we have to be shifting towards the correct position. So we are here in 2022, and we see here that May is when the sun is in Aries. That's the correct moment for you to account for the first month. Now let's go back to the time of Jesus. In the year 22, we can see that May here is when the sun is already in Taurus, the 2nd month. That's why all the way there back in, let me put 28 AD, that's when I believe Jesus died on this Passover. For Jesus, the Passover was the 14th day. Actually, the first day of the month here was April, correctly. So April, on the year 28 AD, that's when the first day of the first month, when the sun is in Aries here, that's when 2,000 years back then were the beginning of the month. So the Jews 2,000 years back then were correct because the sun was precisely in Aries. But 2,000 years has passed, and the clock in the sky shifted for 30 degrees. That's why we cannot call April the new month anymore, because the sun will be in Pisces. We have to call May for it to be the new first month. That's why it is all confused right now, because they didn't account for this 30 degrees shift of the whole sky clock, and this is something out of this world of information that I believe you haven't seen in anywhere else other than this channel right now. So I believe Jesus died here around the 28th day, 27, 26, 27th day of April on the 28th AD. That's true Passover that began the year. The first day of the first month were the 14th day when the sun is in Aries, and it's April. It's after the spring equinox, and that's when the sun is precisely in Aries. So the whole sky shifted for 30 degrees, and in April 2000 years ago it's correct. However, now because it shifted 30 degrees, it is also in May. So as you can see here, because all of this shifting happened, we cannot expect to maintain these points here for the harvesting, because it is also shifting. So Jesus didn't die on Adar, on the month of the fishes. He died on the month of the lamb. So we have to account for this shifting, and as we can account this right now, we see that this happens. So for 2000 years that has passed, we could actually be what we think of the fourth month 2000 years ago, but also actually the fifth month, because the sun, the clock shifted 30 degrees. So if we take in this into account, we can see clearly here that the true middle point of what used to be the fourth month back then, 2000 years ago, is now for us the true middle point of the fifth month. So let me just correct here the clock. We can see here clearly that what we call here the fifth month is the perfect correct position based on what we see 2000 years ago, since Jesus has died and resurrected. So this is now the precise moment for us to be expecting the rapture, precisely here on the fifth month for us right now, 2000 years later. And it's the month of Leo. He will return as a lion. It is also the moment of the true Pentecost, the true feast of new wine, the true feast for the church, which I believe Dr. Barry is correct on this one, the true Pentecost. It will also be something that we call the bridegroom coming as we perceive as late, because he's coming in the late summer, almost in the end of the summer for us here. So we all thought that he would come on the fourth month, but because of this information that the clock shifts for 30 degrees here, it is all actually on the end here for the end of the summer. So that's why we can take into account that passage that says that he will return as we perceive as late, because it's a late summer here in the end of the summer. Still summer harvest, is still wheat harvest, because wheat can be harvested all throughout the summer and be presented here with the new wine, the two loaves of the offer, which is the loaves with sin, with leaven. So it is the church, us. So it all takes perfectly into account all that we can see, and this makes total sense. This explains a lot. This confirms our calendar. This confirms the sun being in the correct position. This confirms a lot that most big watchmen channel, big people that study the end times cannot perceive, because they are not taking into account this information that is so precise, so rare, and so few people like you guys here that are watching this video understand now. So as you can see, this is something precious. This is something amazing. This is special for all of you guys that are watching this video here, because it is something that most people in the world, even watchmen that we watch, is not taken into account, and it makes complete, total sense. Unless 14,000 years from now, they're calling the month of Libra the first month, the month of Nisan, they will be always every 2,000 years wrong for 30 degrees. So it is something amazing, an amazing information for us that fits all perfectly to what we have been seeing here. So for me now, the highest watch possible, and it's also the limit moment for us to be expecting the rapture, because I don't see how can we add more into this. I believe it's already the most that we can add onto this is this moment here from the fifth month, beginning in August 28th, all the way until the middle point, very important for us, the full moon here. And I will push a little bit more when we enter the month of the Virgin, the 6th month, when the Jews and most watchmen and some church will say that they are entering the Feast of Trumpets 1 month in advance. So all these moments here is very important for us. Is the middle point between the two uh, harvesting. So I believe from now, beginning on August 28th, the first day of the 5th month, the month of Leo, will be the true Pentecost. A very likely possibility for the rapture to happen, all the way into the middle point and the end point here, when the Watchman community will think that they are in the Feast of Trumpets. So a lot of confirmation, a lot of high expectation for us in this moment here. If I had to put in the calendar here, I would put here that on the 28th all the way into the 31st here, in the first day of the September, very high watch, because it's 117 days since the beginning of the month, beginning of the year. It's Feast of New Wine, true Pentecost, and all of the information that we already have. So very high possibility, high watch date for us from August 28th all the way until here at the middle point. But especially here, the 1st month, then the 9th of Av, and we can see, as we watched in this moment here, so just like we watched all the dates here for the 4th month, we watch all the dates here for the 5th month, because now they are both linked together, as we can see here with this information in mind. So when I made this video on my channel here, I thought I was tying the last knots between what the most Watchman community think as the 5th month, and we were thinking the 4th month. However, now I realized that the link was not between the Watchman community being 1 month ahead of us, but the link is between 2,000 years ago, when the sun were 30 degrees different than it is now, according to the sky clock. So it is a link between 2,000 years in the calendar, in information, as you have been seeing here in this video. So this is amazing. The 5th month is very significant, very important for us, and it's what used to be the 4th month 2,000 years ago. So a lot of confirmation, a lot of complete understanding for us, a lot of perfectness to what this is happening right now. And you are one of the blessed people that are watching, that are understanding something that most people don't understand, even the watchmen. That's why smaller watchmen are so important, as I have shown you guys here. This brother here made this video of the hidden blood moon tetrad, and in August 14, and only 400 people or 400 visualizations here happened. He is thinking that the true Pentecost for him would be the beginning. It will be actually tomorrow. So he's looking at tomorrow as the first day of the Feast of New Wine. So he's thinking that tomorrow is the Feast of New Wine, because he's counting Saturn days as Shabbats, and we now know that that's not correct, because we know that the phases of the moon are the Shabbats and not what we call days of the week. Saturn days, they are not considered. So that's why he's 1 month, 1 week off, I believe. So for us, August 28th, the first day of the 5th month, beginning the possibility of the Feast of New Wine, true Pentecost. That's why I'm thinking right now that it's the correct moment for us to expect the rapture. So with all of this in mind, I really hope you are blessed with this information. There's a lot of information to digest here, but I believe you can clearly see that this information here is unique, is unprecedented. It's something new, and it's something that most people haven't taken into account, and it makes total sense. It explains why we are in the month that we are right now. It explains why most people are 1 month in advance. It explains why we are correct here, based on watching the sun in the correct constellation that it is. So I believe this has blessed you a lot. I hope this has lifted up your expectation, your hopes for the rapture to happen very soon. I hope that you share this information the way you can here. Maybe share this video for those people that can understand this. and I hope to see you guys very, very soon when the rapture happens, when our bridegroom, our lion of the tribe of Judah, comes to our rescue, taking us out of this earth that is about to blow out, as we can see also in the news, as I've shown you guys here. So some news here already saying OTAN, NATO, and China having problems, Russia with problems as well with NATO. They are saying that 5 billion would die of starvation if a nuclear war happens. So they are expecting and waiting for a very big moment of war that will come after the rapture for sure. So the world is about to explode, and I believe we are about to live with our Father, with our Messiah, uh, with our bridegroom that will come for our rescue. I encourage you to watch the latest video from Pastor Sandy because it's amazing, and I hope to see you all very soon in the clouds because we are about to leave this earth, and now all fits perfectly. The TETRAD, the clock in the skies, all of the information that we have now, it's confirmed, and it's now perfect for this to happen right now. Maranatha, brothers and sisters, and I hope to see you all very, very soon, very, very shortly when the rapture happens. Very soon, maybe, possibly beginning August 28th, all the way until the middle point there of September, which will be for us the middle point of the 5th month, the month of Av. Maranatha.